Hi, I'm David.
And I'm Gail.
And believe it or not, this is the start of a very interesting and unique Japanese train trip.
Can you hear the train above?
Well, it's not our train, but in about 2 hours we'll be hopping on board this train, Japan Rail's legendary sleeper train, the Sunset Express. The only sleeper train in Japan that's in regular service. We're going to show you how we got our tickets, what it's like aboard, the kind of facilities you can use, the types of rooms available, and finally, how much it all costs. Trains run daily departing Tokyo Station at 9:50 p.m. In Okayama, the train splits into two. One train, the Sunrise Seto, continues on to Takamatsu on Shikoku. Our train, the Sunrise Izumo, will continue to Izumo, arriving at about 10 a.m. the next day.
But first we have to do a bit of time travel back to September 18th.
That's right, and we're here in the Japan Rail Cafe. We have just finished purchasing our tickets for the Sunrise Sleeper train to Izumo, and yeah, it was a little bit of a fun adventure, I would say.
We knew it would be.
A little bit challenging. So the deal is that you can only buy tickets for trains, including the Sunrise Sleeper, 1 month in advance. So in other words, we bought our tickets on September 18 so we could travel on October 18. So anyway, so we headed to the Tokyo station. You can only buy tickets starting at 10 a.m. So we made sure we got there. We actually were here by 9 a.m.
We were very, very nervous.
That's right. We didn't know exactly what the procedure is, and to tell you the truth, there is no real procedure. What we did know is that the Sunrise Express tickets, they sell out almost immediately. And as a matter of fact, a lot of them are, you could say they're pre-booked by travel agencies who just sort of are there at 10 o'clock online, and they just push the button and they snatch up all the tickets for the Sunrise Express. Very hard to get tickets.
So the staff at the office were excellent, and they gave us advice about being in the queue.
Yeah.
So we were in the queue in advance, and then we allowed other people to go ahead of us just so that we could be there exactly at 10, or actually a few minutes prior, because it takes a little bit of preparation. So somebody at a wicket was actually expecting us, and he kind of got us set up even before 10 o'clock.
That's right. We were in the queue at a quarter to 10, and then about 3 minutes before 10,
He beckoned us.
He beckoned us back and started punching at his little touch screen there, and just wildly punching away, trying to get us tickets, and we kept watching little frowns and things like that happening, and he came up with two single private rooms called solo private rooms, second class, but we would have been in two different places, and we said that was okay. However, as he punched in more data, it turned out that those had disappeared on him, and so what we ended up with was side-by-side and what's called Nobi Nobi seats, which are literally just platforms, sleeping platforms. On October 18th, we'll head into the train. We'll find out exactly what it's like.
So please stay tuned.
Yes, the adventure begins.
So it's 1 month later now, and we've got our tickets that our prize tickets, and we're about to catch the train, which departs at
Almost 10 o'clock.
almost 10 o'clock, yeah. We do have to be at the platform probably at least 45 minutes early, so we're going to do that. In the meantime, what we're doing is we're having a quick supper before we head to the train station, this Tokyo train station.
Okay, here we are at the Tokyo station, platform 9. We're waiting for our train to arrive. It's a sleeper, the Sunrise Express sleeper train that will take us to Izumo-shi, arriving tomorrow morning at around 10 in the morning.
And we're going to promise you a sleeping experience like you've never seen before.
Actually, like we've never seen before, so it'll be quite an exciting kind of adventure. And I think that train is coming right now.
Okay, let's see it, David.
So, welcome to our sleeping accommodations for the overnight anyway. So this is on the Sunrise Sleeper going to Izumo-shi. We will be departing about
10 minutes from now.
10 minutes from now, and we'll be arriving at Izumo-shi around 10 o'clock in the morning. Basically, what you see is what you get. This is called Nobi Nobi seating. It's basically the baseline for sleeping accommodations. It's probably the baseline for sleeping accommodations on any train that exists. So this one, all you do is you get a carpeted platform. You have a towel,
A sheet.
and a sheet. Yeah, sorry, a sheet.
A sheet.
And,
so I'm going to just show that to you, a sheet.
Yeah, that's right. So we each get one of those. There's no pillow.
I'm not sure what this is.
Yeah.
But we got one of these.
Yeah.
So, but maybe you put it on top of your pillow substitute.
For sure.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
My pillow substitute will be a small knapsack,
Yeah, for sure.
which
Yeah.
I'm improvising as of now because I didn't realize I had to do that. Our platform, by the way, is on top of somebody else. This
That's
is a
right.
double-decker.
It's a double decker. Yeah.
I think
so
I'd rather be a
yeah, there's little steps that lead down to it, and we'll get a wonderful view out of our window
That's right.
tonight.
And I wouldn't want to think of me sleeping on top of me if I was the other person.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're looking forward to to this experience. This is sleeper car train travel for the diehards, really. Now, I'll also mention the other thing is that in terms of the space that you have here, like it is taken up partly by suitcases and what have you, so that does take up some of the space. The other thing is I'm 6 feet in height, and I see right away that I'm going to use the entire length of this sleeping platform. So you wouldn't want to be taller than 6 feet to fit on a Nobi Nobi seat. So, anyways, there we have it. I think we'll just try to settle in a bit. And get ready for tonight.
And we'll let you know how it goes.
For sure. So while Gail settles in for the night, let's take a tour of the train. We'll start with my space right next door, and as I mentioned, you have to have your luggage in your space. There's no separate luggage area. Amenities are slim. You get this little table with a plastic cup. The rocker switch controls the main light for the space. Up above, there's a bright little reading light that you control with a push button. Up above is an air vent that you can control, turn it on and off, and the direction of the air as well. There's a privacy curtain that you can draw down over the window. There are no curtains that can be drawn to separate the different platform spaces. However, there are curtains that can be drawn to separate you from the corridor, although of course it's limited privacy. To atone for our own footwear faux pas, this is where you're supposed to store your shoes, down at the base in the corridor. And as far as I'm aware, this is the only plug in the entire car. There are no electrical outlets in each of the platform spaces. At the end of the car is a washroom for both men and women, and it's very clean, up to usual Japanese standards for a bathroom. A little sink here, and of course your all-important toilet down below here. In other cars, you'll also find a little curtained-off sink area, so you can do your major cleaning up there. There are showers on board, and to use them you have to buy these tokens, and it's a good idea to buy these right as soon as you get onto the train because they sell out very fast. There is a lounge space on the train, but if you want to have food you better bring it with you because all there is this vending machine for drinks. Let's take a look at some of the other cars on the train and some of the other sleeping options. I didn't get a chance to peek inside any of the 3 top most expensive options on the train. There are only 6 single deluxe cabins on the train. There's only 4 twin cabins, which ideally was what we would have liked to have gotten. There are 80 single cabins on board. You would think we might have had a shot at one of those, but even that eluded us. I did get a chance to look inside the single twin cabins, of which there are 8 on board. Now, these are quite interesting in that they're called confusingly single twins, but that's because you can get this entire space for a single person to occupy the space, and the cost would be slightly more than what's shown here. However, if you're traveling with a companion, then the price is as shown here, and that's the price per person, by the way. And then there's the solo cabins, which are much more compact than the singles and have less headroom. However, it would have been nice to get one of those. Instead, we ended up with the most basic of accommodations, and that's the Nobi Nobi seats. And there's 28 of those in this one car. They are definitely quite affordable for a 12-hour train ride. However, we would also have gladly paid the extra to get one of those coveted twin rooms. Okay, welcome. I'm in compartment 1C,
And I'm in 1D.
and we have this nice little wall between us two right now. We're, again, separate compartments in this Nobi Nobi space. It's the next morning, about 9:15 in the morning. We're going to arrive at Izumo around 10 o'clock, I think it is. So it's coming up fairly soon. We just sort of maybe talk a little bit about our experience on overnight here. Gail, what was it like for you?
It was a bit of a fitful night. I woke up twice. The bathroom is down the passageway a little bit. But I got back to sleep.
I think it's sort of the way it goes with train travel when you're trying to sleep on a train. Quite often the first night is a little bit on a rocky experience, whether you're traveling on the Canadian in Canada or on the Sunrise Sleeper in Japan. So yeah, and it takes a little bit of effort to get used to the hard surface, the hard carpet surface that you're sleeping on. It's a little bit hard on the hips and what have you. For my case, I ended up just using my light down jacket and used the blankets, just kept them in their rolled up state as my pillow. So that worked not too badly. I would say the Nobi Nobi class is for probably the young at heart. Maybe we are young at heart, but yeah, this is a little bit more like camping out, I would say, in terms of experience. What would you say, Gail?
I agree.
So I think we'll just sign off for now. We have a temple to visit in Izumo when we get there, and then we're actually going to take another train back to Matsui, which I think we're going to be passing through very shortly on this train. Anyway, so we hope you enjoyed this little adventure of ours, and if you did, we'd certainly appreciate that thumbs up.
And please subscribe if you haven't already.
And your comments are always welcome. Would you endure the ignominies of traveling in the Nobi Nobi class?
Have you? Maybe you've got
Yes,
some adventures to relate.
Experience, for sure.
Yeah.
Or have you tried one of the private rooms? Were you able to snag one of those? Very difficult to get. Anyways,
And how did you do that?
yes, for sure. And yeah, until then, we'll say our goodbyes, and until the next great rail adventure.
Bye-bye.
Bye.